come from a community, because you see we have intermarriage, that operate in a very different way from what is good. And my friends Kikuyus who are here, you know, in fact when you make money, unaonyesha na mwili. Kama hauna tumbo, haujatengeza pesa. In fact, when I changed my health and eating habits, of course after Centonomy, I went home, and when my mom saw me, she asked me, hey, kwani mmefanyana nini na chakula? What has happened to you? Because she was seeing a different Maina than the Maina she is actually used to see. I used to be 84 kgs. 84. You can imagine at my height at 84 kg, what that means. In fact, when I was turning 50, I decided that I would not be wearing extra baggages on my body. My friends has been telling me I'm becoming very small, but when I saw Washuka, I was very happy because Washeke is not big. So I was telling my friends that look at Obama. Obama has got everything there is in life, and he has got a very good body structure. So if Obama actually is not a problem, why are you having a problem with me looking the way I'm looking now? But they were comparing me the way they used to see me then and now. Those who see me now, they don't have a problem with the way I look. People talk to many things. Kajamaa kamekuwa kagojwa. Si mnajua? Kajamaa kamekuwa kagojwa. Others, they actually looked at me and they started seeing problems. Kamekuwa broke. Sikuja hata ndio pombe ya kunywagi. Nikukuwa broke. They didn't know that I have come to Centonomy. They thought it's money which is becoming a problem. Now, people always talk. I'm sharing this because do not live your life to please other people. That's one of the things that we do wrong. If you decide this is a good thing for you to do, just do it. Don't even worry about them. Because they will still talk. They will say very many things. But the moment that you have actually got into your decision to do something that is helpful, just go for it. I decided, after I came to Centonomy, that I will not stay in the back room again, because God has been very kind to me. When I was in school, I used to do a lot of business with the students. I shared, when I went to work in Kabete, I started selling everything that people were buying there. So entrepreneurship has actually been part of me. And I made some money. But it is only by the time I discovered my purpose. That time I was selling, I shared I was selling computer stationaries, because it was actually the vogue that time. I looked at the schools around Udiru. I sold to them the chemicals in schools. I sold to the farmers around there. The houses which were being built in Udiru in early 90s, I am the one who was supplying tiles. I used to come to Nairobi River Road. I identified tiles, I identified the toilets, and I identified paint. I go to the builders and I tell them I can supply to you this. I was actually taking this item to them, and I was making some good money. Of course, most of that went to Kanivo. Kani that time was actually the in thing, and we actually did happen there properly. So I have actually been doing many things across the time, but now, after I came to Centonomy, I had not met Washeke. I was reading her article on Satmag, and I used actually to wonder, what is this that drives Washeke? Because the way she writes is so passionate. When Caroline Motoko brought her on the big breakfast, and now Washeke, please, we are missing Caroline. Tell her that the way she's been influencing our thinking. I have never met Caroline, but I've actually been following her all through. My story on health started when she brought in Wajiko Wairia on the big breakfast. And since then, I changed some things, quite some things. My doctor used to complain that my weight is not very good. But actually, when I made a decision, I was able to bring it from 84 to 64. So I actually living my weight now, and I cannot allow anything extra to come to my system. So generally, tell Caroline that we are missing her, and actually we want her to come in. So generally, what I was saying is this is an introduction of how things have been happening. Now, what did I decide? My eyes cannot see there. So I decided that what I'll do to give to the community is actually to change the way people relate with business. As a businessman, I have actually had so many ups and downs. The things that I have done best is actually making money. But spending it is something that I have always enjoyed. I come from a community that when you have money, you show people you have money by happening. That one I did in the wrong way. So when I came to Centonomy, I was given a hot brain shower by the presenters who were taking us through. When you are asked, if anything happened to you today, have you saved enough to keep you going for the rest of your life? Can you maintain the same standard of life that you have today if you don't work? Because I thought that I was actually making money, I had made money, and I was wealthy. But I realized I was liquid, yes, liquid, but I was not wealthy. Because if your money is not working for you, you work to make money today and spend that money today. Suppose you got sick, what will happen? You're in hospital, bills need to be paid. My wife will not be able actually to work because we work in our business. She's in our businesses. So a lot of things will go wrong. I had not saved money that can keep me going if I don't go to work. So basically I was on spendthrift. This I could not understand because anytime I look at my account there was money. And I just sign the check and the money comes to my pocket and I go spending. So these are things that I used to do, but somehow I was not connecting that there can be an end to this. I owning the businesses that we are running, and we run several businesses, I being the signatory, I being the person who can actually be able to say something happened and it happens, I didn't see any challenges in the way I was doing my things. And I was actually doing them out of ignorance. I come from the rural areas in Moranga, that's where I was born and brought up. But when I was actually now, after my O-level, I made a very big decision, which I'm very proud even today. I moved out of Central Province. I made a first choice when I was doing my O-levels, Kakamega High School. I did well. I was always good in books somehow. So I did well and I went to Kakamega High School. More because of football. So in Kakamega High School, I was shown by the standard of football there that I don't belong to that class. So I could not get the first 11. So I was actually moving with the team to support them wherever they were going for sports. But that identifying with the Green Commodos was actually something that we were very proud about. I remember our coach was called Chris Makoha. He was coaching Motcom team that was actually in the Super League that time. So it used to be something very good that we were doing that time. But when I was in Kakamega High School, I was able to get exposed to very diverse backgrounds. And when we came now to college, now we are able now to continue doing many things and happening. So when I went to work to Mombasa, and I saw my wife, she was a lady at that time. You can see the way she is. She swept me off, and I could not do anything else. So thank you, madam, for agreeing to come in. Because so without that, I would not have been who I am. I want to show now, when you see a good lady as a man, you desire that lady. That lady will not just become your girlfriend or your wife by just desiring her. It's the same thing in business, because we say we want to do business, but we do not show any pursuit, because desire for good things is universal. We all like good things, by the way. But you see, when you desire good things, we do not actually work to make these things happen. So the way you pursue a lady that you are in love with is the way we should actually pursue business. So one of the things I have learned in the last couple of months is that Kenyans do not understand what business is all about. Business is simply you identify a need in the community. If you identify the need and you come to satisfy that need, you're in business. One of the examples that I normally give when I'm called in to talk about business is that Kenya, we are about 40 million people. With the 40 million we have 3 meals in a day. So how many meals do we have in Kenya in a day? We have 3 meals actually in a day, and we have 40 million people. So minimum, how many meals do we have? 120 million on the lower side, because we are 43, 44 there. So in one month, how many will that be? You do the maths. So we are talking about 3.6 billion. That's 1 month. If those meals, you actually started providing food to these people who must eat, because food is a need, not a want. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs and wants. So if you invest in actually satisfying a need, you can see what happens. So if you move again from there and see now other areas that people get into and actually want to satisfy these needs, you'll actually see what happens. So you'll make very good money. And I have decided that because God has been very kind to me, I will be sharing with people how to run a business. Because business success does not happen because you have an idea. What you want to do for business constitutes only 20%. 20. 80% is how. The how of running a business. That how does not come easy because you have actually to burn your fingers. I have done it so much, 20 years. I have gained a lot of experience in running actual businesses. This experience is what actually I want to share. Because if you do not have the know-how on how to sustain a business, you'll be starting them, they go down, you burn your finger. You start them, they go down, you burn your fingers. So after Centonomy around August, I started a company that's called Azimio Ventures. So Azimio Ventures, what we are doing, we want people who have got business ideas, but they don't know how to implement them. You come to us. In fact, we are actually concentrating on Centonomy graduates because I know somebody who has done Centonomy understand very well the relationship about money. So if you come to us and you have an idea that you don't know how to make it a business out of it, we are going to take you through step by step so that we can actually manage you to do that. Again, if you do not know what to do, but you want to go to business, you come to us. We are going to give you what you can do because we have formed a team of 5 people. We are 5. We are actually having innovators who are making certain innovations that can actually turn the economy of this country around. And we are actually having a data bank that when you come and you have money but you don't know what to do, we'll negotiate with you and tell you what you can do. We can run the business for you, the 80%, and you do the 20%. Of course, we'll agree on a fee. So, or you can actually come to us. You don't have money. We are doing venture capital. We have done several ventures in 2014. For people who came to us, they had orders, they didn't have money. We have told people where to go and seek for orders. And actually, when they got the orders, they come to us because they can't run the businesses. So I do not want to hear somebody saying that he doesn't have money. Because the problem we have is not lack of money. What we lack is ideas, business ideas. Look at it this way. I'm sure all of you here, one way or the other, you are in a chama somewhere or an investment group. Can I see those people who have got a chama or investment group? Hands up. Very good. And you save money there. In fact, those chamas, what you are doing, you are actually impoverishing the poor and enriching the rich with the chamas. Because most chamas just changa money. That money goes to the bank. The rich makes their wealth with the savings of the poor. And how do we do this? You just changa every month. You put the money into the savings. Then after that, once that money goes to the account, this money does not actually generate more money. Because most chamas, after they have invested, they don't invest in the right way. Not because they cannot, it's because they have fear. Fear that is not confronted is a situation accepted. So what we need to do is actually to have a system in this country where we are connecting. Especially, I'm very sad that the Chinese have come to our economy and they're actually messing what we do. The Wazungus in this country have it very nice. And all the good things are Wazungus. The Indians, and they work very hard by the way, but Kenyans don't see opportunities. Most of us are going to university and you are going to do a second, third degree. But those degrees that we are doing, we do not commercialize them. It is to get a promotion. Promotion is not going to take you anywhere. I want to challenge you guys. Form consultancies. Become a consultant. You work on your machine in the evening. You work from your house. And you are going actually to sell these consultancies to, you are going to serve consultancies in companies. You are going to run businesses. You are going to do audit. You are going to do entertainment. Let me ask you one thing. I always look at Churchill and actually get surprised that most of us have got the capacity to entertain. But we somehow fear. When I was in school and I was young, I used to be told that I like talking a lot. And I was being scolded that I don't talk much. Yet, this talking a lot is what Churchill has commercialized. And he is a brand now. Look at it that way. So, because our capacities can actually become the biggest assets that we have. Like Roy has said, if you commercialize what you have in yourself, it's called purpose. If you get what is in your purpose and you operate within your purpose, you can't go wrong. So I want to encourage you people, those who want to go to business from employment, and those who are not employed, this is the time actually to make money. Last time when I was actually making a presentation, I actually gave an example of how you make money from Nairobi Stock Exchange. This is something that I learned during my Centonomy training. And Washeke, thank you very much for this, because there's one young man who applied in our company to come to work. In fact, he said he wanted to volunteer during the long holiday from September to December. He's called Martin. Is Martin around? So what I did is that when Martin applied, I actually got excited by his courage to apply. So when they apply, we normally take them. So he came and actually gave him the desk of dealing with the stock exchange. He told me that the way he's observing the Kenya orchard is gaining very high. So he was the one who was running our investment that time. And in fact, this is a Nation. If you read the Money magazine on Nation, you'll be able to monitor how these stocks change. So Kenya Orchards in 2014 was the highest gainer and actually moved over 3,568% increase. So you can imagine anybody who put in 100,000, then you multiply by 3,568 what they gained. There are top 5 gainers here. In fact, all of them, there is Unga Limited. There is that one went to 120%. There is Nairobi Stock Exchange shares. They went to 115%. There is Britam, 96.3%. And there is Kakuzi, 89.7%. That means every 100 you put in, you get 200 shillings. For the one which are about 100. Every 1 million you put, you get 2 million. And people are saying there's no money. Surely, this country, we have a lot of money. And you can do a lot of things. But it will only happen when you wake up from where you are to actually start happening. So from today, if you are, you join Centonomy if you have not joined Centonomy. After you join Centonomy, after you are through, in fact, let me say this. I gained a lot during Centonomy because when I went there, the first lesson we were given the expenses tracker, I went actually to implement it immediately. And the best thing to do is Centonomy, because it's not an exam you are going to do after you finish. Just do what you are taught every day. So I started, and by the time I was actually finishing, I had saved about 364,000. By the time we were finishing, 364,000. You can actually watch the other presentation I made. From that time, when my wife was there, and she came and joined me and stopped doing certain other things, we multiplied our savings. We never used to exploit in a stock exchange. We opened CDSC accounts. But along the way, there's this thing that we are being told, women and youth and disabled, government opportunity from the government. So I don't know why we do not think about these opportunities, because they are real. There's a lady who is a saloonist I told actually to register a company to sell to government. She registered. Then when I saw the laptop project as a government project, I actually could see that there are going to be business here. I asked myself, how do we have laptops in the rural areas that I know and there's no electricity? I asked the people who are in the policy making, they say they are going to do solar. I did a survey on what solar items that are solar facilities that we have. And I found that we don't have enough facilities to do all the schools. So we registered this company to actually do solar installations. In fact, the whole of December, we were even told not to go for holiday. This lady, we got an order first of 31 million to do 20 schools in Kajiado Central. We have got another one of 47 million. And you see, this is somebody who was running a saloon. And you see, ladies, there's a lot of money. But the problem is, we do not see it. What I want to encourage you, women, youth, and disabled, Jubilee government is serious. When they say 30% of business opportunities are for the youth and women, it is happening, it's live. So what will happen is that we will be working with who are willing. You come into us, if you don't have money, come and you have an idea. We can either buy your idea like Safaricom bought M-Pesa. Safaricom bought M-Pesa, it's theirs. So if you innovate a good idea, you come to us, we are going to buy it from you and give you money. Then we are going to commercialize it. We can also join, we cannot do joint venture. I know Washeke is so these are things that I will share this with Washeke so that you can actually learn about these businesses. So we will be able to actually work and make sure that we fight poverty together. Because Centonomy is all about sense economy. The sense economy is real, and I want to thank you, Washeke, for the way you have actually brought in these people together. So I will do my part. Anytime that I will actually be called upon, I'll help.